So, we are on verse 7. Now, who knows first 6 verses? You know, Samadhika? Very good. Look, the Madhajis are none of the gentlemen. I guess they're so preoccupied. It's such a purifying thing, isn't it, just to learn these verses. But let's do this, and now we'll, for the sake of saving time, we will chant together, not responsively, from verse 1 altogether. 1, 2, 3, 4. Guru Goste Gostalaisu Sujadabu Saragane Svamantre Srinamni Vrajanava Yuvadvanva Sharane Sadadamba Hitva Kuru Ratim Apurvam Motitaram Aisvantar Datas Chatuvir Abhiyache Dritapada Nadharmam Shrutikada Niruktam Kilakuru Vraje Radha Krishna Prachura Paricharyam Nihattanu Satchi Shunum Nandishware Pate Shutatve Guruvaram Mukunda Prestatve Smarapadam Ajashram Nanumana Yaddicher Vasam Raja Bhuvi Saragam Patijanur Juvatvandam Tatchit Paricharitum Aradhabilase Sarupam Shirupam Saganam Nihattasyagrajamapi Sputam Premna Nityam Snaranama Tadatvam Shinumana 4. Asadvata Vesha Vishrijamat Sarvasvaharani Katam Mukti Vragriham Nashrinukila Sarvatmagilani Api Chaktva Lakshmi Patiratim Viti Vyomanayanim Raje Radha Krishna Svagati Manido Tvam Bhajamana Asach Cheshta Kashta Prada Vikata Prashala Viriha Prakamam Kamadi Prakata Putapati Vyatikare Gale Badva Hanyeham Miti Bakadvit Vartmapagane Kurutvam Putkaram Avatisa Jatatvam Manalita Hare Cheta Projat Kapata Kutinati Barakkara Ksharam Mutre Snatva Dahasukatam Atmanam Apimam Sadatvam Gandharva Giridhare Pada Prema Vilasat Shudam Bodho Snatva Svam Abhinitaram Mam Chashukaya. Now responsively. Pratiṣṭhāśā drishta sapacharamaniirme ridinatet. Katam sadhu prema sprishati shuchireta nanumana. Saratvam sevasva prabhudaita samantam matulam. Yatatvam nishkasya tvaritam ihatam veshayatisha. And the translation. Why should pure love touch me as long as the impudent, untouchable woman of the desire for fame dances in my heart? O mind, always serve the leader of those who are dear to the Lord. He will at once kick the untouchable out and allow the pure love to enter in. In all of these verses, or almost all of these verses, Das Goswami has spoken about pure love. Now he brings up this question, well, why should pure love even touch me? Not enter within my heart, but why should it even touch me? As long as the impudent, untouchable woman of the desire for fame dances in my heart. I mean, you could just as well translate that as the impudent, untouchable woman of the desire for fame, man of the desire for fame. That's not so much the relevant point. Here, the block, fame, we want to be famous. Why in the world would a Vaishnava want to be famous? Tinara Pisanichina, Tadora Vyasanishina, Amanina, Manavina. Doesn't expect respect from anyone. So fame means I want recognition. Well, what would I want recognition for? Well, recognition as a learned scholar. I want the recognition as a great preacher. I want recognition as a book distributor. I want recognition as a good manager. I mean, you name it. I want recognition as a kirtaniya. Sometimes when they get these invitations and saying, invite somebody to kirtaniya, it's actually correct. It's a tradition. Those kirtaniya, in fact, it's not even just a form of address, but it's actually a title. So in Vaishnava, for instance, in Vedic culture, we're talking about brahmanas being called Panditji. And Śrīla Prabhupāda called his Sanskrit translator, Śrīla Prabhupāda, he called him Panditji, or Shastraji, someone who's very learned in Shastra. On the other hand, in Kirtan society or in Vaishnava society, different people specialize in different things. Some people are pujaris, so they worship the deities. Others are teachers, but then there are kirtaniyas. And so that would be a name. It would be like Harinarayan Kirtaniya. It would be a family name. Kirtaniya, that would be actually the last name. And descendants in that family, provided that they continue chanting, they're also called Kirtaniyas. And that way immediately everyone knows, what someone's service or what someone's line of work is. So we can be proud of so many things, and it's really quite a ludicrous thing. Here the word is impudent. In Hungary, számtalan. Very good words. So just imagine, there's Mahavishnu, and he's an expansion of an expansion of an expansion of Kṛṣṇa. And universes are coming out of the pores of his skin. And inside these universes, there are so many planets, and these planets can vary in size, and on these planets there's so many human beings, and these human beings, these little tiny little things that are of no consequence to the universe, to the creation, and are nothing in comparison to Kṛṣṇa, then they have something to be proud of. So the saying is that even the pauper is proud of his penny. So everybody, people have, it's just impudence to be proud. That's why, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very particular about his associates. Dampo, Darpa, Abhivānaśca. So this pride is it's a characteristic of demoniac type people. What's a symptom of a proud person? They put themselves forward, they talk about themselves, and they put other people down. So it's really impudent. What have we got? And then we're in this world, okay, now. And what are we in? In this world, we are inside this body. And what is inside this body? Well, you know what comes out of the body. That's what's inside the body. So we have this horrible body, which is made of blood and mucus and stool and flesh. And, unless you happen to be a doctor, people don't fare well to see bodies being cut up. Why not? But when it's covered by this layer of skin, then we start to become very, very proud. Proud of how I look and so on. So it's impudence to be proud, and we're slaves. Prakriti kriyamana. So ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. So this idea, I'm the doer. Modes of nature are pulling the strings, but I think I'm doing something. That's called Maya. That's called illusion. And to be deeply steeped in this illusion is because of pride. You're not looking up. Just face it. We have no control over anything. Decide that, well, I don't like what comes out of this body, so I'm going to stop it. Go ahead. See how long you can stop it. You have no control. Can we stop eating? Generally not. Can we stop drinking? Generally not. We're vacho vegam, manasakroda vegam jiva. There's so many things that are imposed upon us. We're suffering. Adidevik, adibhotik, adiatmik. Why are we even suffering if we're so talented, if we know so much? But we are. So it's impudence to desire fame. And as long as that desire is there in some form or another, then love will not come. So you could, for instance, I won't give the example of chanting or devotees who chant. There are other relevant examples. Learning. Devotees sometimes become very learned, and they become very proud of their learning. And that pride of learning blocks them from recognizing who is advanced and who's not. There was a Kavirāja, what was his name? He lived after the time of Rūpa Raghunath Das Goswami, Kṛṣṇa Das Kavirāja, and some tip of my tongue. Anyhow, he was very, very learned devotee, and he used to give lectures at Radhakund. He lived at Radhakund, although he traveled around, but he lived at Radhakund. And he used to give lectures on Bhagavatam. People were mesmerized, and he was very proud of his learning. And there was also one lady who lived there. Her name was Kṛṣṇapriya Devi Das, and she was a disciple of a disciple of Kaviraj Goswami, or someone in our line. And she was recognized to be actually very, very advanced devotee. So when she was coming to hear, and or at least when she used to come to hear, her tongue never stopped chanting. So we just continually go on. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And so this Rūpa Kavirāja, you know?
I got it exactly at the same moment when you said it. It came in my head.
Thank you. You prompted me. Rūpa Kavirāja. So, you know, Rūpa Kavirāja used to see this lady sitting in the back, and underneath, her tongue is always going and her lips are always moving. And so finally one day he couldn't control himself, he was so agitated. And he says, how can you hear if you're chanting? And she replied, Prabhu, the chanting doesn't interfere with my hearing. But from that time, he became a leper. And he traveled around. Ultimately, he died, and he became, quote unquote, a ghost, which may be some more ghost, for instance, in the category of Chota Haridas, but perhaps not. And he was rejected by all the devotees. So pride leads. Saying, what's the saying? Pride leads to fall.
Pride comes before the fall.
Thank you. Pride comes before the fall. So before someone falls down, you'll see they show pride. Or, taken another way, is that when someone's proud, the next step is that you fall. So, how to avoid that? Practice that Trinadapi shloka. Kaviraj Goswami says you should wear the shloka around your neck. Just like we have our kantimala and we wear our bead bags around our neck. So it should be something like that. It should be we live with this Trinadapi Sunichena. And when pride is absent, then that doesn't mean automatically prema is going to come. It just means that another obstacle has been removed. Now, he says, so, he will mercifully break the wickedness. Oops, that's number 8. Why should pure love touch me? And this is a very hypothetical question. Well, why should it? Why even talk about prema if there's a trace of pride within the heart? The impudent, untouchable woman of the desire for fame dances in my heart. O mind, always serve the leader of those who are dear to the Lord. So Mukunda Preshna, Krishna Preshna. Who is dear to the Lord? The vaiṣṇavas. The spiritual master is dear to the Lord. And then here, if we really take this, then we have, for instance, spiritual masters addressed as Prabhu. Of course, all devotees are addressed as Prabhu and Prabhupada. Always serve the leader. Śrīla Prabhupāda is that person who is the leader of those who are dear to the Lord. But all Vaishnavas are dear to the Lord. And he will kick the untouchable out. So, untouchable, in other words, doesn't fit in to Vedic culture. What is someone who is untouchable? Well, there's varnashram. Varnashram is Vedic culture. Those who don't fit into a varna and ashram are rejects. What is the Sanskrit word? And anyway, they're untouchable because they don't have any place. So you don't have a place in Vaishnava society as long as you're contaminated by this. But how do we become free? We should serve Vaishnavas. So we take the opportunity to serve Vaishnavas. That happens in different ways. Someone takes the opportunity of serving prasada, take the opportunity of, there's a whole bunch of shoes out there. Take the shoes and wash them. In the morning, the devotees get up, wash all the sleeping place where the Vaishnavas have slept, because that's really our culture, which is something that's really sort of gone out the window. Is when you get up in the morning, first thing you do is you get out of bed, you wash the floor, wash others' clothes, so many things that can be done. And of course, personal service. Is there somebody who is very senior? Well, Prabhu, can I come and be your servant? Or can I render some service for some period of time? So you should try to take that opportunity. Otherwise, this desire for fame, this pride, which we've already talked about, it's like a default position with us. And something or another we will be proud of. Now we have examples of Śrīla Prabhupāda exhibiting the transcendental pride. Prabhupada's walking up Bhaktivedanta Swami Marg, away from the temple. He says, Prabhupada, everybody here is so proud of you that you've spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. Prabhupada replies, they should. They've done nothing. Tamal Krishna Maharaj had his, in Jaipur, his sannyas ceremony, and at the end many people came and they were touching Śrīla Prabhupada's feet. Prabhupada says, you know why they're touching my feet? Why? Because they know that I'm free from sex life. So Prabhupada would exhibit a certain type of pride, and of course Śrīla Prabhupada is famous, and yet simultaneously Śrīla Prabhupada was also very, very humble. I wanted to give another example. There are so many examples. Anyhow, oh yes, Prabhupada sent a letter to his godbrothers inviting them to join ISKCON. And he said, and then you can be on the GBC. Of course, Prabhupada had 12 GBCs. But then Prabhupada said, but since I'm preaching over 11/12 of the world, then I'm going to have 11 of my disciples on, and you can all choose one person. So it's not that it's not there, but it will come as a natural ornament after one becomes free from this material contamination. I remember Śrīla Swami, my godbrother, he's telling Śrīla Prabhupāda, he was with Śrīla Prabhupāda in London, and he's massaging Śrīla Prabhupāda, and while he's massaging Śrīla Prabhupāda, he's glorifying him, saying, Prabhupada, you did this, and you did that, and you translated all these books, and so many temples, and in such a short period of time, and no one else has ever done this, and then as he's going on like this, at a certain point, Prabhupada just speaks in a very, very, very low voice. He says, I'm just an insignificant jiva. I'm just a servant of my spiritual master. Bas. So, yes, you have to be vinadapi sunichena, and in due course of time, yes, devotees can be proud of being a servant of Kṛṣṇa, and proud of having the opportunity that I'm so fortunate that in this life I've gotten the opportunity to serve the vaiṣṇavas, to serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his mission, but we should not get puffed up by that. It is a wonderful thing and a very rare thing, but how did it happen? Well, it just happened, as Prabhupada said. He says, I'm your good fortune. Usually things happen because of past piety. And Prabhupada, but we don't have any past good qualities. He said, yes, I'm your good fortune. In other words, Prabhupada made our adhikar. Jai Śrīla Prabhupāda ki jai, Śrī Radha Damodar ki jai, Raghunatha Swami ki jai, Jai Nitai Gaur Premanandi.